who is a great devotee? Between a competition between a king and a Brahmana. There was a king by name Chola who was ruling the Chola Desha. His capital was known as Kantipura in South Indian part. A great personality. Sincerely, he wanted to serve the Lord. So because of his opulence, he was serving the Lord. One day he went to Ananta Padmanabha. He went to the deity and he started serving the Lord. Because of his rich opulence, he had placed huge items in front of the lotus feet of the Lord. Gold, diamonds, rubies, by various things, he had decorated the lotus feet of the Lord. And he started offering prayers, all these things and all. In the meantime, one more Brahmana came, a simple Brahmana, who just came there with some tulsi leaves and the manjaris and some pot of water. He decorated the lotus feet of the Lord with manjaris and the tulsi leaves and offered the water at the lotus feet of the Lord. And he started singing and dancing and offering prayers to the Lord. The king was sitting there, and when he saw this Brahmana came, then his entire decoration of jewels, diamonds, everything has been covered by tulsi. He became a little angry. Arey, what a opulent seva I have done. You have come with some few insignificant tulsi leaves. You have spoiled my entire area of service to the Lord. My rich decoration has been spoiled by your simple tulsi leaves. And he started scolding. Have you ever known what is Bhakti? Have you done any tapasya, or have you done any austerities, or have you done any like that? He started scolding the Brahmana. The Brahmana also became angry. He said, do you know what is Bhakti? Do you know what is devotion? Do you know what is value of tulsi? Like that, this conversation went on and this discussion went on. At one particular point, the king challenged, today I am going to show you what is real bhakti to you. So, how Lord Vishnu will be pleased and satisfied, like that, he started commenting. At one particular point, the challenge was accepted. The king went back home and he started a sacrifice with his priest, King Mudgala. He performed a huge sacrifice. All great sages across the universe or place across the world have reached there. He performed the sacrifice in such a way that either side of the Tambarparni river was full of golden articles and sacrificial arena, and everything was so opulent. Everybody were given so much dakshina, that so much wealth. Everybody became satisfied. They all blessed the king for good auspicious returns. In the meantime, the Brahmana was staying in the temple only. So whole day he was standing in front of the Lord. He was offering prayers. He was singing, dancing. He was offering tulsi. He was following Ekadasi. He was following all the possible devotional perspectives, and all, simply staying in front of the Lord and satisfying all the service of the Lord. So like this went on for a long time. So the Brahmana one day, every day he used to cook some naivedya and he used to offer to the Lord. So when he was about to offer, after cooking, when he went for a hand wash or something like that, when he came back, he saw the pot was vanished. So since he could not offer to the Lord, he was fasting that day. So like this incident happened for 7 days. Every day he was keeping it ready. By the blink of an eye, the pot was being stolen. So he was thinking, what is happening? Who is that person who is stealing away this pot? So on the 7th day, he was waiting for an opportunity. After finishing the ready preparation, he went aside and he was staying there to see who is that person who is stealing this. Suddenly he saw one very thin, lean man, almost like about to pass away or something like that, with Chandala of lowest category. He was coming and stealing that pot and going away. So initially the Brahmana thought of catching him and punishing him because he was obstructing in the devotional service, offering which was meant to the Lord. But when he saw that person in such a piteous state, he became very compassionate, and he thought not to persuade him. So that person, when he saw this Brahmana was watching him, he started taking that pot and running away. This Brahmana was started running behind him. Arey, you are so lean and thin. This is so dry food. How you can eat? At least put some ghee into that. It is very difficult to eat such a dry food. That person was thinking this Brahmana was about to catch me and hit me, that he started running further. But because of no energy and with a heavy pot he was running, he fell down and collapsed onto the ground and he became unconscious. When Brahmana came nearby, then he saw the situation of this person. In such a pitiable situation like sunstroke, if you fall down, you don't know what is happening, you are lost in consciousness. He removed his chadar and he started fanning him. After some time, to his consciousness, when he saw, it was the Supreme Lord who was there, lying down, and he was fanning the Supreme. So Lord was testing him. How you will respond, how you will react to the situation. When he saw the Supreme Lord, he became immediately in a submissive mode. He offered prayers, he offered obeisances, and he was in a confusion state because he did not know what to do, how to receive the Lord. He never expected. So Lord became very happy with him, and he said, I have been very satisfied with your bhakti, so I am giving you an opportunity to associate with me in my eternal abode. Immediately an aeroplane came, so Lord made him sit on that aeroplane and took him to Vaikuntha. And while he was going through Vaikuntha, he was passing through the sacrifice where the king was sitting and doing that sacrifice. When that king saw that the Brahmana was going faster than him to the Vaikuntha, then he realized, my money is useless, my sacrifice is useless, my giving charity is useless. Then what is his realization? He says, Yes partaya maya chaitat yajna danadikam kritam sa Vishnu rupatruk vipro yati Vaikuntam mandiram. So, I competed with him by performing many sacrifices and giving wealth in charity. And yet it was he, the Brahmana, who attained the favor of the Lord, and he went to Vaikuntha first beyond me. Tasmat danaischa yajnaischa naiva Vishnu prasidati. By dana, yajna, Lord Vishnu will never be satisfied. Bhaktireva paramam tasya nidanam darshane vibho. Bhaktireva paramam tasya. Only by bhakti, God will be satisfied. And he is pleased only by nidanam darshane vibho. The Lord will give his darshana for us, only by bhakti. Therefore, it said, Vishnu bhakti stitam dehi manova kaya karmadihi. So, please bestow me with Vishnu bhakti, with my manasa, vacha and karmana. Iti ukta so apatat vahno sarvesham eva pashyatam. So, immediately by standing before the sacrificial era, the king called it 3 times. Give me eternal engagement in your devotion, in your lotus feet. With my body, my words, by mind, by my deeds. And he started saying that. And after saying this, in that sacrificial arena where he was standing, he became an ahuti into the Lord. That Brahmana Mudgala who was standing there, he tried to pull him back by his hair. But only hair came to him. That Brahmana, that person went into the fire. But the Supreme Lord came out of the fire and bringing him in outside, by seeing his sincerity, by his repentance, and that competitive spirit has all gone. Now he became a sincere, pure devotee. He blessed him also to take him to Vaikuntha. So in that way, both of them became the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. The first person, Vishnu Das, who was that Brahmana, he became known as Punya Shila, and this king of Chola became known as Shushila. So in that way, the Acharyas were also setting an example by referring these stories. The Shastras are setting these stories. So what is that perspective for us? So we have to be very humble in our endeavor. We should never think by our material appliances, by our qualifications, we can never satisfy the Lord. Only bhakti, with unconditional bhakti, can serve the Lord and be satisfied. Can the Lord be satisfied?